Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's a saying you may have heard before, but rarely do we grasp just how much truth it holds. For many, it's a quiet reality, an invisible toxin that seeps into our thoughts, our emotions, and even our bodies. It doesn't thunder through life with dramatic flair. Instead, it settles in quietly, almost politely, as if it belongs. But it doesn't. You are not weak for being hurt. You are not a fool for clinging to memories, for replaying the moment again and again in your mind, searching for where it all went wrong. None of that is weakness. But there is a weight, a heaviness that you carry. And it's not just the original wound. It's the lingering shadow, the echo that unforgiveness leaves behind. Every person has their story. Everyone has felt the sting of betrayal or the ache of abandonment. Maybe it was a friend who turned their back on you, a parent who failed to protect you, or a stranger whose words cut deeper than they realized. Or maybe, just maybe, the person you need to forgive is yourself. Sometimes, the guilt we carry for our own mistakes is the most suffocating of all. We build a prison out of our regrets, brick by brick, until the only thing we recognize is the coldness of that cell. We wear our shame like a coat, hoping no one else notices how heavy it is, but unable to shrug it off. And then, someone mentions forgiveness. At first, it sounds like a foreign language. How could you possibly forgive someone who isn't sorry? How could you forgive a wound that still bleeds? A trust that was shattered? A future that was stolen? Isn't forgiveness just weakness? Isn't it letting them off the hook? Isn't it pretending everything's okay when it absolutely isn't? But here's the truth. Forgiveness is not about them. It never was. Forgiveness is not a reward for their apology or a pass for their behavior. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Because holding on to hate, resentment, or regret, it doesn't punish them. It punishes you. It steals your joy, blocks your peace, and holds your future hostage. And yet, so many of us live with unforgiveness. Sometimes for years, sometimes for decades. We don't always notice it at first. It shows up as anxiety that lingers long after the event is over. It manifests in illnesses that doctors struggle to explain. It appears in relationships that never seem to work, dreams that remain out of reach, and a sense of heaviness we can't quite name. Dr. Stephen Standiford, a cancer surgeon, once said, "Refusing to forgive makes people sick and keeps them that way." The pain you carry, the tension in your chest, the tightness in your thoughts, it may not be just physical. It may be emotional poison, stored from years of unresolved pain. That's why sometimes the person you need to forgive isn't even thinking about you. They may have moved on, forgotten the incident, or perhaps never realized the depth of your hurt. And yet you remain trapped, reliving the moment. Other times, the hardest grudge to release is the one you hold against yourself. The mistakes you can't forget, the words you wish you could take back, the opportunities you let slip by. You become both the jailer and the prisoner, holding yourself to a standard you would never impose on anyone else. So what is forgiveness, really? Let's make one thing clear. Forgiveness does not mean you let your guard down. It doesn't mean the other person was right or that you have to keep them in your life. It doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It simply means you're choosing healing over hate. You're choosing to close the chapter, not because the story was fair, but because you're ready to start a new one. Forgiveness is a release. It's a decision to stop carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours forever. It's a way of telling yourself, I deserve peace, I deserve freedom, I deserve to move on. But if forgiveness is so freeing, why is it so hard to do? Because we're human. Human nature is complex. We hurt, and we are hurt. Some people have a higher pain tolerance. Some express their emotions openly. Others bottle them up, letting the pressure build until it erupts in unexpected ways. Some of us overreact, and some of us underreact, convincing ourselves it doesn't matter, until one day we realize it mattered more than almost anything. That's why, before you cast a judgment or swear to hold a lifelong grudge, it's worth asking yourself, did they really mean to hurt me? Have I ever done something similar to someone else, even unintentionally? Am I still hurt, or am I just holding on out of pride? Am I demanding others hate them too, to validate my own pain? Because the truth is, if you're convincing others to carry your grudge, you're not just spreading your pain. You're spreading your poison. The journey to forgiveness is not a light switch. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a path you walk one step at a time. And like any journey, it begins with a single, honest step. First, acknowledge your pain. Stop pretending it doesn't hurt. Feel it. Don't numb it. Own it, and admit to yourself that something valuable was lost. Next, understand your wound. Where does it hurt? Who caused it? What part of you was affected? Is it your trust, your innocence, your sense of safety? Name it so you can begin to heal it. If you can, try to empathize. This doesn't mean excusing their behavior, nor does it mean invalidating your own pain. But sometimes, hurt people hurt people. Understanding that can help you see the situation with more clarity and less bitterness. Release the need for revenge. You don't need them to feel what you felt. You don't need to balance the scales. Let life or God handle justice. Your job is to heal, not to punish. Speak healing affirmations over yourself. Remind yourself each day, I am more than my pain. I forgive because I deserve peace. I let go so I can grow. Speak these truths, even if they feel foreign at first. Over time, they will become a part of you. Set boundaries. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean you have to allow toxic people back into your life. Guard your peace fiercely. You can forgive and still walk away. And if you need help, seek it. Whether it's therapy, a trusted friend, or your faith, don't walk this journey alone. Healing is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to your strength. But what about forgiving yourself? For many, this is the hardest step of all. Some of you aren't angry at others, you're angry at yourself. Maybe you let your child down. Maybe you betrayed your own values. Maybe you missed an opportunity, made a mess, and can't stop replaying it in your mind. But hear this. You are not your past mistake. You are the person who survived it. Forgive yourself. You did the best you could with what you had in the mindset you were in. Now it's time to grow from it, not die with it. You are worthy of a second chance, even if that second chance is simply your own acceptance. Let these quotes sink in. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover the prisoner was you. Lewis B. Smedes. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Buddha. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's letting go of the hurt. Kathy. Forgiveness is the key to action and freedom. Hannah Arendt. If any part of this message resonates with you, don't let it end here. Take a moment today to reflect. Who do you need to forgive? What pain are you still carrying? What story do you keep repeating in your mind, hoping it will change, even though it never does? Forgiveness is freedom. It's power. It's healing. It's peace. It's the choice to let go, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Imagine a world where more people chose forgiveness, where bitterness didn't build walls between families, between communities, between nations, where we looked at each other not as enemies, but as fellow travelers, each carrying burdens, each worthy of compassion. It starts with you, one heart at a time, one act of forgiveness at a time, one release of pain at a time. You've carried this weight long enough. You've replayed the moment, felt the sting, watched the sun set on another day spent in mourning. But you do not have to live there. You can choose right now to lay it down. Forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. You deserve to wake up tomorrow with a lighter heart, a clearer mind, a soul unburdened by yesterday's pain. If these words found you at the right time, if you feel even the smallest spark of hope or willingness to try, then take the next step. Reflect. Write a letter, whether you send it or not. Speak your pain, your anger, your longing to let go. Then, let go. There's no right way to forgive. There's only your way, the way that leads to peace for you. And if you need help, reach out. Talk to someone you trust. Seek counsel. Pray if you believe, meditate. But do not walk alone, and do not let shame keep you silent. Remember, forgiveness is not weakness. It is perhaps the greatest act of strength. It's saying, I choose to heal, I choose to grow, I choose to live free. So, who do you need to forgive today? Is it an old friend? A parent? A partner? A stranger? Or is it you? What pain are you still carrying, and what would your life look like if you were finally free? Let the answer guide you. Let it give you courage. Let it remind you that you are more than your wounds, more than your regrets. You are a living, breathing testament to the power of letting go. Forgiveness is not about changing the past. The past will always be what it was. But forgiveness changes the future. It opens doors you thought were locked forever. It brings color back to a world that was gray. It allows you to love, to trust, to hope again. Take a deep breath. Feel the weight you've been carrying, and imagine just for a moment what it would feel like to set it down, to walk forward, lighter, freer, whole. That is what forgiveness can do. That is what you deserve. So today, choose to let go and grow. Choose to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Together, let's make this world lighter, one heart at a time, one act of courage at a time. You are not alone, and you are not powerless. Forgive, live free.